Hey everybody. Um, you may be hearing some thunder, some rain, all that. I'm in the back room, of course, doing these streams like I always am. Um, but we had a severe thunderstorm warning. Hey, Blissful, we have a tornado watch, I'm guessing, still until 11 p.m. I had a little hail earlier before I started the stream, and it's just like the sky's getting a little bit lighter, but it's still like pouring out there. Um, Blissful, you guys getting thunderstorms too? Sounds like there might be some more hail or something. I'm actually going to take a look out the back door here. Perhaps not more hail, but a lot of rain. Big fat drops of rain. Um, so I hope everybody's doing good tonight. I don't really have a lot to blab on about. So we'll probably get to CaddyShack here sooner rather than later. But I always like to give a few minutes for more people to get in here. They may not appear, or they may come in later, which is fine. I'm perfectly cool with that. I guess yeah. You can probably hear that thunder rumbling again. Um, I'm just always afraid when it's weather like this that a tornado funnel will just materialize out of nowhere, because that seems to be the case a lot of times. So I'm just being vigilant. I apologize for being a little distracted while I'm doing this, but I was hoping this junk would be over with by the time I got ready to do this. However, it seems almost like it's trying to get ramped back up again, but I will, barring the wind getting super bad or anything, or us losing electricity, I should be on here for the duration of this movie anyway. Um, I mean, I'll totally be honest with you guys. I'm honestly, I'm done talking about what went on last night. Um, but I am a little drained from that. And I don't particularly blame anybody other than myself for getting upset over it. So if I seem a little, I guess, out of it, not as into it as normal, I do apologize. It's just a carryover from that experience from last night. So moving onward and upward. We are going to be watching Caddyshack tonight. Blissful, you say you love this movie. So you, for one, are going to be pleased that we're doing Caddyshack. In talking about watch-alongs, I will go over. Hold on just a second here. As usual, I was going to read off the upcoming watch-alongs for starting in July and moving into August. So I have July and August worked out so far, barring anything, happening with me or otherwise. Let's when you say you're charged and ready, LOL, cool. So, July 1st will be The Town That Dreaded Sundown. This is the original Town That Dreaded Sundown. Steve says he will be on here, or he'll try to be on here with me for this one. That remains to be seen because we're not to July 1st yet, but hopefully he can be, because when I have somebody on here live with me for these watch alongs or for just the streams in general, it just makes things a lot more fun. July 2nd will be Slumber Party Massacre 2, which TJ suggested. July 8th will be the little talked about Superstition. July 9th is Summer School. July 15th is Scream from the 90s, not that really boring Scream movie from the 80s. July 16th, Sleepaway Camp. July 22nd, Jaws 2. July 23rd will be another John Cusack movie, Say Anything, which is one of my absolute favorites. July 29th, Sleepaway Camp 2. July 30th, Sleepaway Camp 3. August 5th will begin my first ever two-part watch along with Stephen King's Salem's Lot, directed by Tobe Hooper. So August 5th will be Salem's Lot Part 1. August 6th will be Salem's Lot Part 2. August 12th will be Terror on Tour, which a lot of people do not champion. A lot of people hate this movie, but I love it. I think it's a lot of fun. And so we're going to do that one on August 12th. August 13th will be Almost Famous, which is a music movie that a lot of people champion. August 19th is the original Pet Cemetery. August 20th, Fast Times at Ridgemont High. August 26th will be the original Carrie, followed on the August 27th with Mystic Pizza. Okay, so I don't remember, speaking of Mystic Pizza, I don't remember if I told everybody this or not, but I found out that they have a frozen version of Mystic Pizza, which Mystic Pizza is a real pizza place in Connecticut that the movie Mystic Pizza had a representation of Mystic Pizza. Now, I did read an article, I can't remember how long ago it was, that I guess the cops or somebody seized a bunch of money from the owners of the real Mystic Pizza. So who knows, maybe that place is not in business anymore. Oh, wow, the sun's coming out now. But it just makes those clouds look 10 times worse. So I'm hoping that cloud is not coming. I'm hoping that that one is one that's went away. So might get a rainbow too if it's raining in the sun. Okay, so that's what we got upcoming as far as watch alongs. Tomorrow night, I will be on another Uncle Bill's tour of Italy. We're going to be talking about the films of Diodato. Ruggero Deodato. So that should be fun. I think it's going to be me and Uncle Bill and Stuntman Mark, and I don't know who all else. Maybe a ton of us in there, which would be really cool. But it would still be fun if it was just me and Uncle Bill and Stuntman Mark as well. So Tuesday, I'm planning on doing another summer camp slashers. This will be part 3. We're moving out of the Friday the 13th movies and into, excuse me, other summer camp slashers. Wednesday, I still have to get back with TJ. Maybe TJ will show up tonight. If he doesn't, I'm going to have to contact him through Messenger or whatever to see if he wants to go ahead on Wednesday and start the Friday the 13th, the series episode breakdowns. Okay. Don't know about Thursday. As usual, Fridays, I usually take off from doing streams. So I suspect it'll be this way this week. And then, of course, we'll have watch alongs on Saturday and Sunday. Also, hey, Blair, July 27th, which is a Thursday, I got contacted by John Grande, who you guys all know. John Grande, I think John Grande was on my 500 subscriber stream. And we had a very lively and fun discussion when he was on. And he said at that point in time he was going to get me scheduled to come on one of his streams. So July 27th, I am planning on being on John Grande's stream. So you guys can look forward to seeing me there for that. It's going to be a horror roundtable, so I would assume there's going to be a lot of us on there. Bliss, will you say that was a great live? Well, I'm glad you enjoyed it. So to get to the movie tonight, to get to Caddyshack, Blissful, do you have your own copy, or are you going to be watching the Tubi link? Because I have the Tubi link in the stream. Blair, are you going to be watching along? Because if you have your own copy, I of course have the Warner Brothers Blu-ray, and I am queued up to just before the what is it? Is it a run or what? I'm trying to remember. But anyway, I'm about 12 seconds in on the Blu-ray. It's just when the company logo or whatever is getting ready to come up there. So, Blissful, you say, yeah, you own it. So, if you own it, and it's probably going to be similar to the one I have, if not the exact, I am 12 seconds in on that. I've got it paused at 12 seconds in. I will give everybody 1 or 2 minutes to get all queued up and ready to go. If you don't own your own copy, there is a version on Tubi. However, there will be commercials, but usually, even though there's commercials on these things, people are usually able to keep it pretty synced up. Sometimes they have to ask for a timestamp from one of us, which is perfectly fine. We don't mind at all to give you a timestamp. And so the other thing is, if anybody at any point in time in the movie decides that they want to come in live on the stream, it doesn't have to be video and audio. It can be audio only. But the link is there if you need me to repost that invite link, so you can come backstage, and then I can add you. Just let me know and I'll re-add it. I think maybe I can, maybe if I star it, because I know CK was telling me about starring things so you don't lose them in the chat. So maybe that will help people keep track of it. But I don't have a problem with reposting it in the chat. Bliss, will you say, where is TJ? I looked under the sofa, LOL. You know, TJ may be busy. He could be busy with family stuff and all of that. I'm not really sure, which is why I need to like make sure. Sorry, guys. I talk about distractions all the time, and my phone is like going off like, oh. So people are talking about tornadoes here in Louisville. Somebody said I'm right by the Target in Jefferson Mall and no tornadoes here so far. But anyway. Yeah, the cloud looks kind of dark in back of us, but that may have been one that's already went over. I hope so anyway. Hey, Rooster. Rooster says, hey, Dana and Blissful. So, I don't know if Uncle Bill and CK will be in here tonight because I know that they're doing a stream a little bit later. They could come in for a while. I don't expect that they will come in live on the watch along, but you know, stranger things have happened, right? So, Rooster, are you going to be watching Caddyshack along with us tonight? Because I was telling everybody that if you have the Blu-ray, that's what I'm using. I'm about 12 seconds in. on the Blu-ray. The other option is to watch it on Tubi, which I have the link there. You're probably going to have to deal with commercials, but it shouldn't be too big of a deal. Hey, Super Batman Nerd, you say this is my fave Rodney Dangerfield movie. Yeah, I think it's up there for me too. That's right. We may get a UB and CK drive by. That is a distinct possibility. You never know. Um, so, Super Batman Nerd, are you going to be watching along with us since this is your fave Rodney Dangerfield movie? I just trying to get a feel if I need to wait a little bit longer for everybody to get queued up. Again, I'm 12 seconds in on the Blu-ray. The other option is to watch it on Tubi. Now, I'm not gonna lie, there will be commercials, but we will help you get back on track, guys and gals, if you get off track. So, uh, again, I'll give us, a minute or two more before we lose anybody else because right now it's only showing we got three. Um, I don't want to lose everybody that we've got in here tonight. So, okay. So I'll give it about 7:22 ish, and then we'll go ahead and get started with this movie. Um, So, yeah, I think maybe the storm has passed us. I hope so, anyway. Blissful, you say, I accidentally bought this movie on Prime. I shouldn't be allowed near technology. That's okay. I think everybody's, done that or done something similar. Um, it's okay. I mean, I've been around technology a lot and been on help desk and all that, and I still yet make mistakes in that department. So we'll give this about another minute or 45 seconds or so, and then we'll go ahead and do the countdown and get started. Watching this lovely and hilarious movie, in my opinion. So, did anybody do anything amazing this weekend? I don't know if I asked that last night or not. I mean, yesterday was pretty decent weather. Today, it's been sort of iffy. It was raining when I got up, and of course, it stormed this afternoon. Thank you, Blissful. Blissful says, please hit the thumbs up. Thank you. Super Batman Nerd, you say I bought the Evil Dead Steelbook yesterday for $5. Cool. That's a very good price. Super Batman Nerd. All right, guys and gals, we're gonna go ahead and get started here. If anybody comes in later, of course, we can help them get where they need to be. So let's go ahead and do the countdown. We'll do the 3, 2, 1 and press play. So 3, 2, 1, press play. Yeah, this is Orion. I couldn't remember. I mean Warner Brothers, of course, put it out, but it's an Orion Pictures release. My dad, this was a movie my dad introduced me to. My dad introduced me to a lot of these comedies that I still like now. And I actually have I should have brought him out. I think his battery's about run down on him, but I may run and get him here in a little bit. I have a gopher, just looks a lot like that dude there, and it would play the "I'm All Right" song till the battery got kind of low. I need to see if I can replace the battery, but my mom got me that many moons ago, and he kind of dances like that. Um, Bliss, will you say same with your dad? Here we go with the. I don't know why they cannot get the subtitles right. It's always wanting to give me Japanese or something. Everything except English. There we go. Maybe that's better. I remember, like, probably the first time I watched this, or maybe the first couple of times, I was like, how many kids do these people have? Super Batman Nerd, you say, I seen it on the VH1. I love the 80s special. Oh, cool. So evidently they have, extra kids staying because that kid there in the green pajamas is a nephew. Yeah, exactly. Blissful, kind of like a clown car. I always thought that was funny when his dad asked him how many coats he had. He said, I don't know, 4 or 5. And he said, what are you, a diabetic? And that is the kid on the bike is Michael O'Keefe. Very young Michael O'Keefe, by the way. We got Cindy Morgan in this movie, Sarah Holcomb, and original songs by Kenny Loggins. I think this is a great soundtrack too, by the way. Bliss, what you say? He was in a movie from the 80s my mom loved, The Slugger's Wife. I don't think I've seen that one. And of course, this was directed by Harold Ramis. And there is the great, great, in my opinion, Chevy Chase, comic genius. They have some of the greatest lines in here because Chevy Chase asks him, he says, do you take drugs? He says, every day. He says, what's the problem? That's what you say he truly is. I mean, you got a lot of really what I would consider comic geniuses on this. I mean, not only do you have Chevy Chase, but Bill Murray's on here, Rodney Dangerfield, Ted Knight. I mean, All of those guys just working off of each other is just insanely great. Now, let me ask you guys that play golf. How many of you have ever done this after seeing Caddyshack? Blindfold yourself and try to play golf. Yes, please. Well, it was a great cast that sparked great together. Really, the only kind of golf I've ever played is miniature golf, really. Bliss, will you say, I was requested not to come back to the golf course due to being klutzy with a bad aim. Well, if that's the worst thing you ever did, then they should have let you stay. There's the late great Ted Knight there. Super Batman nerd, you say, when I'm at work, I use the Chevy Chase na 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 noises when I sling the sandwiches towards the hot plate. There you go. That's a fun way to get through your day, isn't it? And there's the great Bill Murray. I mean, oh my gosh, I just start giggling like a mad woman every time I see Bill Murray because the first time they show him on the screen, what is he doing? He's like making like sexual talk about these old women on the golf course. Somebody else that's on, well, there's Bill Murray's brother, Brian Doyle Murray, right there. Uh, I have no idea who this Paco Wretch is and why they've got all these little emojis. But, anyways, um, also Scott Colby is on this movie as well. But Scott Colby kind of plays a douchebag during the majority of this movie. Um, but he was the guy on Are You in House Alone that was the sensitive, caring boyfriend. He was also on Porky's, playing the Jewish guy. Okay, I don't know why Paco Rich is doing this, but you're out of here, buddy. Okay, so anyway, back to the movie. Yeah, trolls. Yeah, you got to deal with that from time to time. Thankfully, yet, I don't have too many of those, Blissful. I just kick them out anymore. I gave him a chance, him, her, whoever. But then, I just don't want the chat filled up with little devil looking emojis. There is Scott Columby there, by the way. I think this is funny with the old people. Yes, Porky's is another classic Super Batman nerd. I agree. That was a movie that had to grow on me. The first time I watched it, I didn't really get it. And then the next time I watched it, I waited a while and then I watched it again. I was like, this is genius. And of course, it is the late, great Bob Clark directed classic. And Blissful loves that movie as well. Yeah, I would love to get a Coke for 50 cents now. Oh, yeah. Super Batman Nerd, you say I've seen it at an age that I shouldn't have. Yeah, I think probably all of us could say, Dirk could say it more than once. He could say it several times that he's seen things at an age that he shouldn't have. But, I saw something. I've always said my parents didn't restrict me that much, as far as the movies I watched, unless it was something really hardcore, like Last House on the Left, I Spit on Your Grave, stuff like that. But in the grand scheme of things, maybe I shouldn't have watched certain things, but I don't think it messed me up. Do you guys? this whole this whole talk about this kid Carl who died of a severe anxiety attack. I mean, That is not funny in and of itself, but the way it's designed in this movie is just freaking hilarious. So Danny is trying to figure out how he can get the caddy scholarship because you saw how many kids were in that house. You know his parents aren't going to be able to send him to college, which is why his dad's wanting him to save all his money. I have heard, like, behind the scenes that Ted Knight didn't really care for Rodney Dangerfield that much. Um, I'm not going to say he hated him or anything, but don't think he cared for him much. This is stuff that they wouldn't get away with now. That's all I'm saying. That part right there. Here's the introduction to Rodney Dangerfield. Playing Al Cervic, or Chervick, whatever it is. And there's Cindy Morgan over to the right there. I love this part about the hat. Yeah, I do too, Super Batman. There, a lot of these things I crack up at. I'm finding myself just sitting here laughing. You guys are probably thinking, oh, you're not talking much about the movie. You're just laughing. But so much of this is just so hilarious. This little bitty kid thinks he's going to carry Rodney Dangerfield's bag here. It's the biggest golf bag I've ever seen. There's Cindy Morgan. As the seductive lacy underall. Oh, that highway. Yeah, where's your hat? I think this is also the scene coming up that they're gonna break into like playing a Journey song here and start dancing. You may hear a dog barking like crazy outside. Might be the crazy neighbor dog. Here we go. So, according to Judge Smales, you can't sing and you can't play music and you can't dance on the golf course. I love that gopher. Yeah, I don't think I would stick my hand down a hole. This conversation with the priest is funny. There is Sarah Holcomb there, which if anybody doesn't remember, she was in Animal House. She was the uh, young mayor's daughter, whom one of the guys in the fraternity ends up kind of messing around with. Danny's obviously trying to get on the good side of Judge Smales. Hey, Kelly. Kelly says, "Hey, all, great film. Can't stay long working on wedding stuff." Oh, I totally get it, Kelly, but I appreciate you dropping by. Like I told Foz before, there's nothing says I can't wait a while and do another watch along for these some of these same movies, and people could maybe get to stay longer because it would be a better time. Guys, I think I will go get my little CaddyShack gopher, and I will come right back. Hey, well, I've got a few more people in here now. Let's see. Uh, Say, oh, hey, Gory Tiger. Okay, so here is my CaddyShack gopher that I've had for quite a few years. He still looks pretty good. Um, yeah, see, his battery's almost kaput. I wish I could play it for you, but he needs some more batteries, which I will try to remedy soon. But again, this is my Caddyshack gopher that my mom got me years and years ago. Um, but anyway, I'll set him here. He's a little dusty. Uh, so we got Bill Murray still trying to get the gopher. I bet that doobie's a character, Blissful, just probably just like my Reggie. You gotta love Chevy Chase. Yeah, Rooster, you're right. I should have taken them out a long time ago, and I probably should do that tonight. So thank you for saying something. Literally, you say, yeah, Doobie thinks he's a Great Dane. So we're about to see a kind of, I guess, a love scene between Chevy Chase and Cindy Morgan here in just a little bit. Super Batman Nerd, you say I once had a talking Bluto statue. That sounds cool too. Just kidding. Judge Smale's grandson. He was the kid that was saying turd and farts and but then he was saying shit and everything else too. Well, we know what's going to happen later because that kid just threw up in that car. So everybody pretty much seems to like Rodney Dangerfield's character except Judge Smales and his wife. Uh-oh. Oh, and Carl is at it again. Yeah, Blissful, that was pretty gross. So at first, you may have thought that he was getting ready to take a swing at the golf ball, but no, he's just taking a pee. So this was in the days. I mean, I know there's some wind going on in this scene, but this was in the days where a lot of guys would have one side of their collar would be up and one side would be down. That's a great thing about Scott Colby, though. He can be this real douchey character. He can play really sweet characters too. So right now, Judge Smales is being sort of chummy with Danny here, but something that's going to happen very soon that is going to make him change his tune. I find that so juvenile that Scott calling me trying to see inside there. Okay, so the swimming pool scene is now arriving. So this is something that I always found hilarious, and I remember my dad laughing like crazy at this. And as vulgar and raucous as this might have been when this came out, um, I still find it very innocent compared with movies now. Bliss, will you say it's funny? I was looking at pictures of my ex, and before his band got signed, he had so much more eyeliner on than I did. I miss the 80s. Man, I do too, Blissful. I do too. This is also going to be where Lacey Underall, Cindy Morgan's character, comes and does her little walk in her bathing suit. And here she comes. Stops everybody in their tracks. There is absolutely so much in this scene that is hilarious. Um, and it's going to culminate um, in an extremely funny scene that's going to carry over into the next scene with Bill Murray. Um, and if you guys noticed on the sign, it said the caddies were only allowed to be around the pool and in the pool for 15 minutes. Look how much havoc they can cause in 15 minutes. Okay. Pay close attention to the Baby Ruth bar. This has definitely got to be one of the classic scenes of Caddyshack coming up right here. Okay, so we start screaming about the duty. This is a simple scene, really, but it just works so well. So we're gonna we're gonna see Bill Murray here. They're sterilizing the pool and all of that. So there is the offending duty, supposedly. Uh, this is great. He smells of it and says it's no big deal and takes a bite of it. To which Judge Smell's wife passes out. Blissful, you said my dad may or may not have taught me the candy bar trick. He had a very sick sense of humor. I mean, in all honesty, some people might think that that is sick, but again, very innocent when you think about it nowadays, the stuff that gets done. Um, so Lacey has showed up at Ty's place. And we already know that the character of Lacey, I'm sure Cindy Morgan was a very nice person. And a little sidebar to this, I don't know how many of you guys know this story, but I was reading an article recently uh, where somebody had interviewed Cindy Morgan. I forget what year it was, but I just came across it. And she said that the executive producer, John Peters, on this movie, um, basically pushed her to do the topless scene, and she didn't want to do it. And basically, and he's corroborated this. He did not say that he didn't say these things. He basically told her she would never work again if she didn't do this topless scene. So this kind of stuff, she didn't say that he came on to her or anything like that. He merely, but I still think it's a dick move to tell a young actress that she'll never work again if she doesn't do a topless scene that she doesn't feel comfortable doing. Um, I think that that's bad too. I mean, Cindy Morgan was a very attractive woman, especially at this point in time, and had a good figure, but I think that the movie would have worked without her necessarily doing a topless scene. The movie's, I mean, hilariously funny. Um, and two, John Peters did some other, bad things to her, like not I guess, providing her with tickets to the premiere when he did for everybody else. And, Doug Kenny, who was another producer on the film, tried to make it up to her, and she said she actually didn't work for a period of time. Hey, Coco. Coco, you say, I was about 11 when I saw that movie, and that candy bar scene had me on the floor. It scared me for a sec and then had me laughing. Well, especially if you didn't see the part where the baby Ruth, the girl actually throws the baby Ruth over her shoulder and it lands in the pool, which was a very quick shot and could have been missed. So here's the the yacht club scene, which I think is another great scene. This movie is chock full of fantastic comedy gold scenes. Coco, you say, I guess I did because I remember being shocked for a sec. I was a kid, so I was probably talking while watching. Yeah. And, that has happened with me with a lot of movies too. I'm like, I look away for a second to, talk to somebody or whatever, or just glance away, glance back, and something big has happened. I'm like, what did I miss? Oh, am I going to miss over here? So not only was Lacey making time with Ty, she's also gonna fool around with Danny as well. It seems. I think this part. This is sample, but it's still funny. Uh-oh. So Al, Ronnie Dangerfield's character's got a big old boat, and I wonder what's going to happen here. Sounds like it's thundering again. Oh, we might get some more rain, possibly. Just as long as we don't lose electric. Uh-oh. I'm actually trying to get this screw out for the bottom of the gopher because I'm trying to do exactly what Rooster suggested I do and get these batteries out of here. I think I'm lucky. I don't think they have started leaking yet, which is amazing because they've been in here for quite a while. And my mom always used to tell me, well, when I was younger, not to let batteries stay in stuff very long. And I may have changed them out. These may, more than likely, these are not the original batteries in this thing. But they probably were not brand new batteries, in which case they didn't last very long. Uh-oh. Well, guys, we may get another storm, so hopefully we won't lose power, but I was like, it got really dark all of a sudden. I'm going to go take a peek out there real quick. Oh, nice. So, guys and gals, I think we're in for some win this time. So hopefully I'll be able to stay on here with you guys. Hopefully we won't lose electric. Hopefully this won't be anything worse than a little wind. Liz, will you say I've kept my phone charged all day because we lost power for a few days last summer? I don't blame you. Coco, you say a few days, good Lord, we lose it where I'm at in Tennessee, the drop of a hat, but the longest it's been out was about 6 hours. Hate it. Yeah, we were, let's see, that last really bad wind we had, like the 80 something mile per hour winds, it knocked our electricity, well, it knocked electricity out all over Louisville, and we were without it for days. And I had to miss work and everything else because there was no power and I couldn't, use my computer or anything like that. Well, that's one heck of a cloud out there, too. Um, well, here's the problem is the temperature went down and then came back up, I guess because the sun came out a little earlier. So we're getting like, evidently, we're getting another round of these storms because the temperature will not stay down. So it's back up to 88 degrees, evidently. Let's see if we got any warnings or anything. It says we got a tornado watch, but and an aerial flood advisory. It's pretty dark out there. So they say through 8:45 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Okay, well, like I said, guys and gals, I'll try to uh, stay with you for the duration of this, unless the wind blows something in or we lose electric. Um, Liz, will you say you're in upstate New York? It's usually pretty calm here. And yep, uh, yeah, that'd be about right, Coco. So back to the movie. I think this is where Sarah Holcomb's character, Maggie, thinks she's pregnant. Coco, you say I used to visit Louisville in the summer from about 87 to 90. I had an aunt that lived there. It was fun. We went to Kentucky Kingdom and Kings Island. Yeah, Kentucky Kingdom I've been to. Steve and I went a few years back and had a good time. But I mean, I'll be totally honest. Louisville's a fine place to visit, but I would not be here for any length of time were it not for Steve. So we're getting quite a bit more wind here. Oh yeah, I've never been to Kings Island. I know several people that have been to Kings Island, um, and they say it's fun. But you guys will be shocked at all the different places that I haven't been in my life. Sorry, guys, keep glancing out the door, but no, these are a lot heavier clouds than were out there earlier. So just trying to keep an eye on them. Really, Coco, you don't like where you're at all, right? Well, I know there are bad places everywhere. It's just, I never really felt like I fit in Louisville. I'm settled here now and stuff like that, but I just don't feel like I fit in the city. I have a few friends here and stuff like that, but yeah, I never felt like this was home to me. I still don't feel like it's home to me. But I love Steve, so I'm here. But yeah, I totally get that. Frescas. I haven't had a Fresca in a long while. I don't even know. Do they even still have Frescas? Does anybody know? Uh oh. Did I blank out on anybody else's side? Because I can't. I looked at something and came back, and there was like a black screen there, so I didn't know. I didn't know what happened. I am from Kentucky, Coco. I grew up in a very small area of Kentucky, Hancock County, which is really, really small, comprised of two very small cities. And probably not a lot of people have heard of it. So it was an extremely different atmosphere for me when Steve and I got married and I moved to Louisville. So Maggie just found out she's not pregnant. Got some J&B there on the bar, it looks like. Might be clearing up just a tad there. There's the gopher again. Oh, and he's seeing that Bill Murray's got a bunch of explosives. Oh, yes, Blissful. The one-liners in here are perfect. I mean, come on, guys. Look at this little fella. Why would you want to blow this guy up? I wouldn't want to blow him up. This whole discussion that Chevy Chase and Bill Murray have here, Ty and Carl. He tells him his place is awful. He says, sit down. He says, I don't want to stick to anything. So he's telling him all about this grass he's got that, you can play so many rounds on or so many holes on, and then you can take it home and like get high off of it. It looks like something out of a Cheech and Chong movie a little bit. So this kind of reminds me of the scene in Meatballs where Bill Murray is telling the young boy who's trying to run away that he'll get him with the Swiss Army knife. That's what this scene here always reminds me of. Here comes Rodney Dangerfield again. Yeah, still rumbling around a little bit. I do apologize again for all the distractions. I was hoping that the weather would stay clear while I was doing this, but I'm always hesitant, I guess kind of nervous that something will happen weather wise when it's that unpredictable like this and that I won't be paying attention or something like that. Yeah, yeah, it is pretty unnerving. Here comes Reggie. By the way, y'all probably can see him a little bit. Reggie, you can't go out there. It's still not good weather. What you doing, boy? Come to come to say hello to everybody. Not Reggie. You want to talk to everybody? They can't see. It's too dark in here. Yeah, but blissful, yeah, bad weather is unnerving. It always has been unnerving to me. I try to, ignore it, but it looks like these clouds just keep coming. And then Reggie's wanting out, but I keep telling him that he doesn't need to go out there in this because we had some hail earlier, and with this wind, I really don't want him to get knocked in the head with something. It's a shame that they don't make comedy movies like this anymore. I guess they figure that people nowadays, especially young people, won't get these kind of movies. They won't find them amusing, but I long for these days of these types of movies. Not only, horror, but comedy like this as well. Yes, Rooster, dogs are very nice. I love all five of my doggies. They're taking bets on where uh, Smells, grandson will pick his nose. Then they're saying $50 more he eats it. So there's our friend the gopher there. He's encountered one of the plastic explosives. Yeah, political correctness did ruin a lot of things, Bliss White. I agree with that. I should have stayed home and played with myself. Lizzle says, those flat pants, I don't know if I love or hate them. I know, it's kind of a toss up. So it's up to Danny whether he's going to play or not and take Al's place. And oh, this makes Smales mad. Hey, Menelec. Coco, you say there's always the Office, funniest damn show ever. I need to watch more of The Office, actually. Well, I think another cloud's coming up. Jeez, jeez. It's just one cloud right after another, actually. Bet you it's getting windy out there again, buddy. You won't want to go like that. When this one's... There's my buddy. Everybody see my handsome boy? Well, he got down now. Uh-oh. So we're coming up on the final scenes of CaddyShack. Reggie, you need to wait, buddy. He doesn't realize it could be potentially dangerous out there. Who keeps like a velvet sleeve or something on their golf club? I guess Judge Smales, actually. Reggie, I'm telling you, it's coming up another storm. Coco, you saw Reg? He was kind of in darkness, but he's really wanting to go outside, and I would let him otherwise, but that wind's getting up again, and I worry about my boy. Bliss, will you say I'll have to ask my cousin? He's golfed all over the world, lol. Yeah, I'd love to hear what the answer to that is. So it's getting tense here. So now at this point, Scott Colby's character is on Danny's side. So he was a dick most of the movie. Now he's, I guess he's turned over a new leaf, kind of. So, wonder what's going to happen here. So Smells thinks he's won. But then Carl sets off his plastic explosives all over the golf course. We get one extra hilarious scene here. You know they couldn't end this movie without having a really outrageous scene. So Brian Doyle Murray's character of Lou is there watching the golf ball very carefully. And there it goes. So, and I always like these movies where the guy that you've been rooting for the whole movie pretty much comes out on top. So yeah, it's pouring down rain. You guys can probably hear that again. That's another reason Reggie didn't need to go out because I knew it was coming. So we got the dancing gopher again. And we also have my little gopher who I'm going to try to find some new batteries for here shortly. And on that note, we've reached the end of CaddyShack amidst pouring rain and storms. But we did manage to finish it without me losing electric or getting killed in the process or anything like that. Hopefully, this is the last of the storms, and then maybe it'll clear up. It's still 82 freaking degrees, so I just don't know. Hopefully, it'll cool off. It's getting later. It's almost 9 p.m. here, so um, as usual, I'm going to let the credits run out on the movie. And you guys feel free to, ask me some things or, like if you have ideas for future watch alongs or future streams or anything like that. Now's the time if you want to bring those up. I mean, you can bring them up anytime, but now would be a great time to do that. That way I can keep an eye on the chat here. Since we're not watching a movie right now. So again, a little rundown on what I'm going to be doing or what I've got planned in the upcoming week. So tomorrow night, Monday night, I will be on Uncle Bill's tour of Italy, talking about Ruggero Deodato films. I'm really looking forward to that. Tuesday, I will be doing another summer camp slashers stream. And because I have covered all the Friday the 13th films, thank you again, Blissful. Blissful says, please hit the thumbs up. Thank you. Because I have already covered all the Friday the 13th films, one stream Uncle Bill was on, the second stream Dirk was on. I had a lot of fun with both of those guys talking about Friday the 13th films. And so now we're going to be moving into the other summer camp slashers. Well, dang, it got all dark again. But anyway, um, things like Sleepaway Camp, The Burning, Madman. And I did say that I was going to cover Bay of Blood at some point, maybe near the end of these summer camp slasher streams, because this Dirk reminded me, very nicely reminded me, because honestly, I wasn't even thinking about it. Even though it's not a summer camp slasher per se, it was kind of the one that started it all, kind of deals. So I definitely want to cover that one. So now the credits have. Well, I guess y'all probably heard that. That scared the shit out of me. Lightning struck something, guys. So scared my two babies in here too. Probably scared the others as well. So yeah, that sounded like a freaking gunshot. So I'm sure that was loud enough that you guys probably heard it. So yeah, the instead of getting better, it seems like these storms have just gotten worse as the night has wore on. Did you hear it, Blissful? Oh man. Uh, yeah, I think what I'm gonna do now is just close the door because yeah, it does not look good at all out there. Because I know you can't keep lightning out, but uh, let's just play it safe. Made you jump. It made me jump. I was oh, Super Batman Nerdy said, "Yep, I thought my phone exploded." It's still, yeah. I think this is the big one this time. So I don't know how much longer I'm going to be on here. May have scared the crap out of everybody. Darcy scared, Reggie scared. Um, it's getting freaking hot back here, which you know how it gets like really super muggy and humid before it storms. Um, yeah, exactly, Coco. Coco says, "Be safe and have a good night, Dana, and go on and get the candles out." Well, actually, I've got my phone here, so if the power goes out, I can use that to light my way a little bit. Um, yeah. So, I think that might be God's way of saying for me to get off of here for the night. So, I would love to stay on here a little bit longer with you guys, but uh, I think I probably should get off of here before this gets any worse. So, thank you guys for being on here with me tonight through all the storms and all that nonsense. And I'm going to skedaddle on out of here for the night before I get blown away. And I will see everyone on the flip side. Y'all have a good night now and stay safe.